Well, the order came from above. By that point, Commander Sackett was the commander of the Maraviles area. So he gave the orders. The fellow that actually carried out the scuttling was a Lieutenant Commander Al Heady, who was the first lieutenant. So the decision was made to scuttle her because she was still a valuable ship at that point, because she could produce lots of little parts and pieces, and she was actually doing a lot of work for the Army, like supporting and also construction work that was going on. She was making parts for bulldozers, for tanks. She was making stretchers to take care of casualties. She was a very valuable ship. They literally opened everything up that could be opened up. The men went to work with sledgehammers on the equipment, the delicate optics and whatnot. They took out the breech blocks of the guns and threw them over the side. There were 4 torpedoes left in the magazines, and they wrecked them so they couldn't be used. And so eventually everything that was done to sink the ship was done. She was backed out under her own power. She wasn't towed. She was underway until the very end.
The Canopus is out in the middle of Maraviles Harbor going down. As I was with Signal 228 Signal Operation Battalion on Bataan, Army outfit. My last order I got from the Army was, "You are on your own. Bataan is being surrendered." The boats were gone, the crew was gone. They'd already left and went to Corregidor. Me and 3 other guys, we formed up and we found some floating material, and we swam over to Corregidor, about a mile away. We were fortunate, I think. We caught the tide right. And then we got to Corregidor. The Marines over there said, telling us, "Go back to Bataan. You haven't got anything to eat over here anyway." But they finally let us aboard. And we went back with the Canopus crew up on Gary Trail on Corregidor, and they formed what they called the Navy Battalion.
They were sending people to various units and various smaller ships within the inshore patrol that operating out of Corregidor and Maraviles. So she was serving as sort of a personnel pool. The largest amount of men went to the 4th Marine Regiment, which had been pulled out of China just before Pearl Harbor, in late November. And they were originally on Bataan and then went to Corregidor to man the beach defenses.
The Marines sent a couple of sergeants to try to teach us how to be infantrymen. The time on Corregidor, we were there about 30 days approximately. From April 9th until May the 6th. The Japanese landed on Corregidor the night of May the 5th. The Navy Battalion went out and fought them with the Marines and the Army. General Wainwright surrendered Corregidor and all the rest of the Philippines on May the 6th of 1942. We were ordered to lay down our arms. The war was over for us. And that was all of the Canopus at that point in time. She was on the bottom of the ocean. They finally says, "We're taking you out." We were put on a boat and taken to Manila. We were marched from the docks to the railroad station in Manila. The Filipinos are all on the sidewalks, trying to give us something, helping us if they could. We were loaded and taken to Commander 1, number 3. I was there from only a few days, really. I was called out of Commander 1 by name, rank, and serial number. We were 1,500 all told. But they called us out one after another and loaded us on the Totori Maru, a Japanese troop ship. There were 1,500 Americans and 1,500 Japanese soldiers on it. We went from Manila to Formosa, stopped there. We went out and headed out, and and we were fired on by an American submarine. It fired 3 torpedoes. One of them broached, and the routine on the ship was half of the 1,500 Americans were below deck, and the other half were on top, up on the deck. But we hollered, we saw the torpedo broached, and the commanding officer of the traditionnelmusette swung the ship just enough. One torpedo passed on one side, the other passed on the other side, and both of them missed. They took us off up on the dock and washed us down with fire hoses. We went out again, submarines were sighted, we went back in. This time they took Japanese soldiers off, and we went from there over the shallow waters of China on up to Busan, Korea, I think it was. Loaded on a train, then taken on up to Mukden.
More than 27,000 Americans were held captive in the Pacific Theater during World War II. Nearly half didn't make it home.